Hey everybody.
Hi.
Today we're going to be talking about our experience so far on living on a small acreage, a little small farm, however you may want to consider it. Some people might say it's the pros and cons. The thing about that is really you have to take each individual thing and kind of break it down, because for one person it might be a pro, and for someone else that same reason may be a con to them. So we're going to kind of go through a little list, talk about our personal feelings about these things, and go from there. For those who don't remember, I'm Roddy.
I'm Landy.
And for anybody out there who may be looking for land or property, I am a realtor here in Texas. Please reach out to us. We'd love to help you. We've been looking for land, similar to this for a couple of years already, so we do know a lot about it. We've experienced it. We've seen lots of land and acreage. So give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
For people who doesn't know we bought this farm, you can check the video above. And we bought this farm in last year, 2022, October. It's nearly 3 acres. It's about over 1 hour drive north of Houston, Texas. So if you didn't know, you can check the video. It's about we bought the farm before and after.
And remodeled the whole entire
inside.
Yeah,
we remodeled it, yeah.
So let's jump into our list. With any farm, there's going to be lots of work. So, and again, that could be considering what you want to do with the land itself. But even at the beginning, like for us, just clearing the land, there's lots of stuff to do. One of the main things is because we bought this land during the winter, and there are tons of leaves.
Yeah, maybe that's why they sold this farm during that period before.
We bought the house in early October. There's still lots of leaves on the trees, and there wasn't so many on the ground. Now, all the leaves have fallen, and we don't really have the equipment yet to kind of deal with the amount of leaves. And there's leaves, there's branches all over the place, lots of wood. Any storm that comes by, knocks down limbs and trees and branches, and there's just so much wood to collect. Again, much more than we really expected. But so this can, like we mentioned, this can be seen as a pro or con. If you like to stay busy, we talked to our neighbor. He's an older gentleman who lives right across the street from us. He says he likes waking up every morning and driving his little mule, his little ATV, and picking up the limbs. Again, it keeps you busy. So for some people, that's good. For others, if you have a busy schedule, again, that can be quite annoying. And if you have to go to work and do other things and be busy all the time, you don't want to come home or wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is go collect branches and leaves, and you have to set them on fire, because burning them, as we've experienced, takes a lot of work. Yeah,
for me, I'm an A-type person. Every time I see all the branches just everywhere laying around, I have to take care of it.
Yeah.
I did a lot of work on the farm by myself, and it can be a pro as it's a good workout. It's a lot of squatting, deadlifting,
farmer
carrying. Yeah, I was so sweaty on the farm, but it kept me, I don't need to go to gym. That's my workout.
Yeah, and that's just the beginning as we're starting to kind of take care of the land and clean it itself. Then there comes into things like keeping the fences up and mended if they break down, or hiring somebody. And then if you get animals, that adds a whole another aspect to the life out here. Again, if you have to feed them and you have to take them to the vet, make sure they're healthy.
Yeah.
Every morning got to go make sure they're taken care of and collect any like chickens, you may need to go collect eggs every morning. So that puts a whole other dimension to living out in the countryside on our acreage if you decide to have animals.
Yeah.
And what animals you have.
Yeah, what animal, they all cost money. And or even people like us, we love to travel, vacation a lot. That can be extra headache. We really need to talk to some neighbor or pay people to take care of them.
Right, because just because you're gone, they still have their needs that need to be taken care of. So again, work is one of the things you need to consider when you buying acreage. Another thing is distance. So as Landy mentioned, we live about an hour from Houston, and so if we really want to enjoy the things of Houston, of a big city like Houston, well, it takes time. It's definitely not like, let's just hop in the car and go into town and there's lots of things to do. We really have to kind of plan around it. And having a family and a young child makes things that much more difficult. We do have some smaller communities around here. So, if we want to get to any of the bigger areas, we have to drive at least 30 minutes.
Yeah, to go to a bigger town, have more shopping malls and shops, supermarkets, more restaurant choices, parks. Yeah, we have a small town here, but the choices are pretty limited.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever mentioned it, but the community, the town that we live in, is about just over 800 people. So it's tiny.
1,000.
800.
Oh, it's under 1,000. Yeah, right.
I think it's 820 people. So again, the variety is going to be very limited. I think we have 3, maybe 4 restaurants, and a couple of gas stations and a couple other small businesses, and that's it.
Yeah, and then we have a supermarket called the Brookshire.
Oh yeah, Brookshire Brothers,
yeah.
which again is a little bit more pricey as compared to
Yeah.
your other bigger markets. So again, not much choice. So minimum, if we want more choice, we have to drive at least 30 minutes to the 3 bigger towns around here. Houston, at least an hour. So distance, if you like to do things, can be a problem. But hey, for those who like to be secluded and they don't care about doing things and they just want to be by themselves, then a place like this could be perfect, right? Again, just all depends on the person and your personality. You know, what do you want? So that's one thing. Now, the next thing I would consider living on an acreage or a bigger piece of land, pretty much a pure con, would be the weather. Because if you have land, you're going to have to work the land. So again, here in this part of Texas, like in the summers when it gets really hot, it gets really hot. So that kind of limits the amount of time you can work. Or you got to be willing to go out there and work in the extreme heat and humidity. Another thing is it does tend to rain here a lot. I mean, I really don't even think there's a rainy season. It just rains all the time. And so when you have land, the one thing we've noticed as we've seen lots of different properties is these land, because of all the things that kind of fall into the ground, the leaves and the branches, the land really holds water, and it really gets muddy and soggy. Make sure you have your rain boots. Rain boots are essential to living out in the countryside, because after it rains, it could stop raining, but it might be muddy on your property for 2 or 3 days afterwards.
Even this property is pretty flat. We don't really have so many soggy areas when we walk around here at the beginning. But after the rain, that's another story. After the rain for a couple of days in a row, then I walk back there. Yeah, there are many soggy spots, especially in the middle, the low spots. Yeah, we have to wear the rain boots all the time. Even our son, he's already used to it.
He loves them.
Put down the rain boots. Yeah, and the issue is if you go back to the house, you have to take it off constantly back forward.
Changing your shoes.
Changing your shoes. Otherwise, the mud will be everywhere inside of my house. So sometimes my son, he's only nearly 3-year-old. He forgot. He just keep walking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we have 2 dogs, and I have to wipe their feet all the time. So that's another thing you have to consider as a woman in the house. I cannot stand too much dirt or mud inside my house. I have to constantly clean this up or mop it.
Right. So yeah, definitely it can make a mess very easily. Now another thing, again, depending on your personality, is the quietness. When you live out in the countryside, again, as you can tell maybe in the video, it is very quiet out here. We can just hear the birds and the wind blowing, and that's kind of about it. And for some people that may be unsettling. They don't like that amount of quietness. But for others, they just may enjoy it. You know I love coming out in the mornings and just sitting out here enjoying our coffee like we did today. I just really enjoy the peacefulness of it. You don't have to worry about highways or cars or passing by constantly.
Yeah, we don't have white noise here.
Not so much. The only white noise is just the wind blowing through the trees, right? And that's it. But like I said, some people may not like that. Again, they need that kind of excitement and the noise around, so definitely you have to get used to the quietness if you're not used to it.
Yeah, talk about the quietness. Also, you don't see people so much. Not like you live in town, you see your neighbors walk around.
Oh yeah.
Here you barely see anyone.
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah.
Now, there is quietness, but sometimes, as like what happened just a few moments before we started filming, is you can hear your neighbors or people around the area shooting. When you live out in the countryside, get used to people shooting all around you. So again, it kind of can break that quietness, but again, if you're not used to that, it can be a little bit nerve-wracking because you don't know where they're shooting or how they're shooting, how conscious they are of safety when they're shooting. For someone like me, I did grow up around guns and I grew up hunting, so I've been educated in that way, and I know, which ways to shoot and how to be very, very safe. And again, living out in the country, most people are kind of raised in that style too. So you'd like to believe they're pretty safe, but there are always some less safe, kind of crazy people out there, and you don't know what they're doing. So you just have to kind of be prepared for that and be used to it. But if you like to shoot, right? Yeah. Then living out in the countryside is great. Awesome. You don't have to worry about HOAs and people calling the police on you. It's just a part of life. I know I've gone out a couple times to the back of our property. I have a couple of pistols and just, shot off some rounds, and again, it's just fun. I know neighbors around here have talked about even hunting. They normally do archery. We do have one neighbor down the street that they did use. They said they've used rifles. So again, if you like to hunt and shoot, again, having acreage like this, if there's wildlife, could be exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm already getting used to the gun sound. At beginning, it was like, wow, that's loud. That's not. It lasted for 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, we have one neighbor back over here. Well, yeah, when they shoot.
Yeah.
They go for like 30, 45 minutes an hour sometimes and just shoot. And so speaking of that, and kind of going along with the idea of wildlife, is wildlife. Living out in the countryside, you definitely have to get used to critters that you would not or may not see in the city, and all the different things that come with that. Whether they're predators or prey, they all have their different aspects of the trouble that they could cause. Or even just the enjoyment they can give you, right? A lot of places out here may have things like deer or raccoons, as people like to see them, and the deer are so pretty and the raccoons are so cute, but those animals can cause damage. If you like to garden, deer can definitely tear up your garden, and deer are not the only thing. There could be hogs. We haven't seen deer or hog yet. We've heard that they are in the area, and if anybody is familiar with hogs here in Texas, they know that they can tear up property very badly. Not even just your garden, just your property itself. They can dig holes because they like to go rooting through the mud and dirt. They can cause major issues and holes on your property. So you have to watch out for that. And then things like raccoons. Well, yeah, they're cute to look at, but not until they get to your garbage and they knock it over and they cause a mess. They can get up into your attic and they can, put holes into the side of your house to get into your attics, and possums, all those kind of things.
We haven't seen any of the raccoon yet.
No.
Yeah, maybe they're not here.
Maybe, but again, when you live out here in the countryside, you may not see them for a long time, and all of a sudden, boop, one day they're there.
Yeah, I remember the raccoon went to one of our properties.
Yeah. And we used to have raccoons when we first lived in Houston, off Lazy Ravine.
Yeah.
And then of course there's things that could be considered more dangerous just in general. Right now is not the time. We haven't seen any ourselves, but our neighbors have talked about all the different types of snakes out here.
Yeah.
And that does include venomous snakes, like the copperheads and rattlesnakes.
Wow.
So those are things, again, it's not that time of year for them to be out, but as things start to warm up and you hit the summer, you definitely have to be aware of, especially with animals and young children, or just even yourselves. Because again, if you get bit by one of these things, they could cause some serious damage, and if not, maybe even death.
Yeah. And also ticks.
Ticks?
Yeah, our dogs went to the back of the fence, and they both got ticks. So I don't let them to go back anymore because there are more animals there.
Right.
So that's how the ticks came from.
Oh yeah, that's definitely an issue if you have animals, and yourself too, right? Because even ticks can cause Lyme disease, which again...
Yeah, they may bite you or bite Louis.
Right, which again, from what I've heard, is not a fun thing to have, Lyme disease. What else? And then there's coyotes. Right, we heard them about a week ago. Yeah. We finally heard the coyotes in the back. We have not seen them, but again, our neighbors have talked about them. That they used to be pretty bad. They're not as bad now. But once again, if you have small animals or farm animals, you need to be aware of that, because again, they are predators. They do eat meat. And they are territorial. So if you have small dogs or cats, they can get at them. If you have chickens or other small livestock like goats or sheep, again, they can get at them as well. So you have to be able to protect yourself from them and your animals and your homestead as well. So just be prepared to deal with all the different types of wildlife you could see out when you live out on the countryside like we do.
Yeah, that's why we also didn't really plan to make a big garden.
Yeah.
We've
kind of gone back and forth on that.
Yeah, at beginning we thought maybe have a back garden, and now maybe not. Too much work.
Another thing, it's kind of a small issue, and again, something you have to get used to if you're not used to living out in the countryside, is just the darkness. When it gets dark here at night, it gets dark, which again, for some people may be a negative. They may not like it. Again, it's too dark, you really can't see in front of you, unless there's a full moon. Then of course you have a little bit of light to see. But for others like myself, I like to be out at night and just look up at the stars, and you can really see the stars. They're really quite different out in the country than they are in the city, because of all the light pollution in the city, where you really can't see that many stars. You only may see some of the bigger ones. When you come out to the countryside, especially like where we do, where we're way away from everybody, it's just a really different experience to look up at the night sky and see all the stars out there.
Yeah, that's very pretty. The other evening we came back, wow, that's countless stars. You don't really see that in the city. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about the darkness. I'm also looking for some solar lights.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because the land is big. You don't want to put a cable everywhere.
Right.
So the solar lights can help. You just hang around between the trees.
Or even just on your driveway, because our driveway is a...
Yeah, the solar, I'm talking about the one can hang on the trees.
Oh, right.
Right,
Well,
the one on the driveway, I can buy those individuals.
Right.
Yeah, buy 12 sets on this.
Right, just because, again, you really can't see our driveway at night. You really have to know where it is.
Yeah, we're gonna buy a
just
lot.
kind of trim it out and see it. Because, again, it's so dark, and you could run over something, some plants or who knows what, or just drive off and get stuck on a rainy day in some mud that you didn't know was there. So, yeah, definitely the darkness can cause some problems as well.
Yeah.
One other thing that we've liked is just kind of that small town community. There's a lot of pros to that. For example, we lost one of our dogs a few weeks ago, which was an episode in itself. That's Landy's little baby.
Yeah, the baby got lost. He walked to the woods probably.
And and we thought he was gone. We had lost a dog before. We called him. We went around. I went up and down the street, talked to neighbors, and of course, all our neighbors, were out there. Not out there, but they said that, of course, they'd keep an eye out, and they were very concerned and sorry. And all the neighbors came out to kind of talk to me. And we thought pretty much everything was, for the most part, lost. The next day, I get a message on my phone while I'm at work, and say, "Oh, we found your dog Bebe." And I was like, "Well, how did they know his name was Bebe?" And there he is.
Here's the baby.
And it's because we had him microchipped, and I found out the next day. I got a call from the constable, and the constable said they had picked him up with animal control, and they read the chip, and they found our information and gave us a call. So I went out there the next day and talked to the constable. Again, very nice older gentleman, just kind of as you'd expect, cowboy hat, just kind of older guy in the office there with animal control, super friendly. Talked to him for a while. He asked me about myself and my family, and of course taking care of our dogs. And he asked a lot of questions about our situation. He's like, well, is this going to be a problem, with dogs getting out? How is your yard? Is it pretty covered? We want to make sure that the welfare of the dog is taken into consideration. So he was really concerned. He wasn't animal control. He was the constable asking these types of questions. And again, not wanting to have to deal with people's pets getting out, and of course all the issues that could cause, mainly being sad to homeowners or the pet owners if something were to happen to the pet. So that's just one little small aspect. Another thing was things like going to the clinic. You can go to the clinic. It's very quick. We took Louis there already. They're very friendly. It's very fast. The other day we went to the DPS. Yeah, the DPS close by. Oh, wow, that's so fast. I was renewing my driving license. Well, in and out was 20-30 minutes. Right. There's barely any line there. Not like I went to another DPS before in town. It took hours. Yeah. DPS always the story. Wait forever. Take your books there. Yeah. You better be prepared to wait. I mean, we got there, like I said, 20 minutes in and out. Again, some tiny small office. Yeah, smaller than our house. They are super friendly there. The lady welcomed us. Yeah. Was very nice. So those are all the good things about living in small towns. The first little cabin that we stayed at while our house was getting prepared, the lady had lived here her whole life, and she has all kinds of connections, and she even knew the old homeowner of our property. We've had an issue with plumbing. She said, "Oh yeah, one of my distant cousins is a plumber. He can get out there and help you." Again, everybody just kind of knows everybody. Yeah, the small town living people are pretty caring. They take care of each other, and I feel pretty safe here. Like in this neighborhood, all the neighbors, most of neighbors are even related. Yeah. They have big family here. They watch out the properties, and they even have a small Facebook group. So anything come up, people post. Like I lost a dog, the older lady talked to me down the street. She said, "I help you to post in their local group in case anyone see Baby." Right. Yeah, they're super friendly. Oh yeah, very nice out here. Again, very nice neighbors. Again, which I think is just another part of the small town living. We've talked to all our neighbors around us. They're very friendly. People love to talk out here. That's one thing about small town. Small town people just love to talk and gossip, and just they'll to stop you in the street or when you're working on your property and just talk to you for 20, 30 minutes and just like no big deal. It's kind of nice. It's a little bit different as compared to living in a city where people may not talk to each other as much. They just kind of pass each other, see you later. I think we probably talk to our neighbors here more in a month than we probably ever talked to when we used to live in Houston.
Oh yeah, nobody really talked to you. We only talk to a few neighbors.
And that's because they're right next door. Like literally very close. I mean, from one door to the next door is probably 60, 70 feet away. Here we're acres away from our next property owner. And
here some lady drove by. She just drove in, talked to us.
Just drove into our driveway.
Yeah, like just to say hi. They want to know you. It's feel very welcome.
Yeah, a very different feeling for sure. Right? So that's our list of what things to consider and enjoy when you live out in the countryside. Again, let us know what you think.
Yeah, that was talk about the welcome. We always see the TV show, right? Before moving here, you thought you arrive, you move to a new property. There's always another lady knock your door, bring you some cookie, welcome to the community. And I was joking to Rod, I said, why it never happened to us? Where is the welcome? Any lady welcome us? Until here, you feel you're more welcomed.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe that was just for TV.
Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what you think. Leave a comment below, and we'll talk to you soon.
Right? Okay, see ya.
That's our list of things you have to consider when you live out in the countryside. Again, maybe people out there have more experience than we do. Would you add anything, take away anything? We'd love to hear from you. Leave any comments down in the comment section below, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Or maybe another pro can be safety. I feel pretty safe here. I'm sorry. Or like we lost a dog, the concept that people help each other a lot. It's a small community.
Yeah.